Hey there, Carnage Cravers. Welcome back to Carnage Corner. It's another Wednesday. We're settling in to take in NXT, and we're going to talk about the craziness that was this week in the WWE, as well as gearing up for Clash of Champions. We are going to talk about that. That is this Sunday, and we are going to go through the ins and outs of the matches that they have on the card, what we think will happen, what we want to happen, and everything in between. So I'm gonna turn this down just a tad before I get flagged, because YouTube is a pain in the ass. So that being said, Monday Night Raw opened with Samoa Joe in the ring, and he was cutting a promo on the Shield. All three members. He tore all three of them apart verbally. They cut away, and you saw Seth watching on the screen in the back, and Dean walks in, and then I almost vomited in my mouth a little bit to hear Seth Rollins tell Dean, "Go get the big dog." It's just, I think that they must have paid him extra money to even say that. Probably not, but Seth sent Dean to go get Roman as it cut back to the ring again. Joe continues his promo. Eventually, Roman goes out to the ring, and Roman and Joe proceed to have a, like the hockey fight thing, where I'm going to grab the back of your head, you grab the back of mine, and we're going to swing. We're not even actually hitting each other. If anything, this part of the forearm is maybe smacking them in the side of the head. They're not actually hitting each other at all. It looks like crap, and I don't know why people do it. I don't know why they do it. It looks like crap. Anybody who's actually watched or been in a real fight knows full and damn well that that ain't doing crap. But alas. Moving forward. So Cesaro and Sheamus run out to help Samoa Joe. The Shield runs out to help Roman Reigns. And, they just have themselves an all-out brawl between the six of them, with Samoa Joe and the Bar standing tall at the end. So, after that, we had we went to break, we come back from break, we get Sasha Banks and Mickie James and Bayley to come out. Banks was ringside for Mickie and Bayley taking on two of the members of Absolution, with the third one at ringside. Absolution won that match. They're really building those three women up, despite the fact that the name is horrendous. Who came up with the name Absolution? I'm going to spitball and guess that they named them Absolution as some sort of symbolism for Rose, not Mandy Rose, but Paige, for her for what's going on with her. But it's still a really, really bad name. That being said, then while they set up for the next match, we got indulged with a crazy off as Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy did their dual promo on the Tron. This is a bad idea. Okay? Not for nothing. If this is the broken gimmick, why did Matt waste the money on a lawyer for it? It's crap. It's not even good. He sounds like he's doing too much dope. Like, seriously. So what now? We got we got the illegitimate child of, Dr. Seuss and Santa Claus, okay, and in Bray Wyatt, who spews his BS everywhere. And then we got an example of what happens when you perform a lobotomy and the individual lives in Matt Hardy. This is just a waste. It's a waste of airtime. Oh. And then we go backstage for a Kane for a Kane backstage promo on Braun Strowman, because the main event of the night, Kane versus Braun Strowman for #1 contendership to Brock Lesnar's Universal title. I don't know who thinks that Kane becoming Universal Champion could possibly be a good idea, but it's not. It's not a good idea. Okay, it's not a good idea. Okay, you are asking for people to just get more and more pissed off the more you keep screwing Braun Strowman. I'm not even kidding. Like, Strowman is getting probably the best crowd reaction out of anybody on the roster right now. His crowd reaction is better than Finn Balor's. His crowd reaction is better than Samoa Joe's. Shit, his crowd reaction is better than Brock Lesnar's. He's who the people want. Make the right choice. Alright, so Kane had his little backstage promo, and we went into Seth Rollins versus Sheamus. Now, the rumor that I was reading about was that Sheamus actually has spinal stenosis. I don't know if that's true or not. If it is true, the idea that it could be true really it makes me cringe watching him in the ring, because a bad bump, a wrong move, and his career could be over. I'd like to believe that I'd like to think that it's not true. I'd like to think that WWE would not be allowing him to compete if it was true. But who the hell knows? So, in either case, Seth Rollins wins that match, and we go into Cesaro versus Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental title, and Roman wins. It's not really a surprise. Although I have gotten a chuckle out of the keyboard warriors on the social media complaining about Cesaro losing from one spear. He's the Swiss Superman. Guess what? Superman sucks, and so does Cesaro. And I don't even like Roman. But seriously, Roman's the Intercontinental Champion. Roman, as far as we know, is the guy they're going to send to WrestleMania to beat Brock Lesnar. Okay, you want to build up his finish. You want to build it up like it's believable. I mean, whether you like it or not, it makes sense. Don't act like it comes out of left field and it's stupid. It's not. Also, if you'd ever actually been speared, you'd understand how that might keep you down for 3 seconds. I mean, somebody driving their shoulder into your solar plexus, driving all of the air out of you as your back and the back of your head slam into the mat, creating a whiplash effect and making a gong ring in your ears. Yeah, you're not going to kick out either. Quit bitching. So, moving on from there. Braun Strowman was then backstage with his promo. Again, hyping up this main event. The more they hype this main event, the more I sit there and go, I don't know about this. What are they playing at here? And then the highlight of the night, Asuka comes out. And Asuka's set to go one-on-one with Alicia Fox. But when they play Fox's music, she doesn't come out. Yeah. Absolution comes out instead. They surround the ring. They make like they're going to attack Asuka, and Asuka attacks them, and she takes it to all 3 members. And even once the numbers started to get to Asuka, she still was looking like a wrecking machine, tearing through them. And only when the women's roster, the rest of the women's roster hit the ring, did Absolution bail. But they definitely made Asuka look strong. And to all of you people on the internet who are complaining about Asuka, I don't understand this complaint. I don't understand. Do you actually pay attention to wrestling. Did you watch her in NXT? Have you ever seen any of her work from New Japan or Shimmer for that matter? Okay, she's fantastic, and her persona, what she's doing right now with the undefeated streak. If there's anybody who could have a believable undefeated streak in the women's division today, it's her. Because her strikes are for real, and she legitimately, I would say she legitimately could probably kick the shit out of at least 95% of that roster. I mean, it would be a little harder for her to beat up Nia or Tamina just because it'd be harder to reach their heads. But, you know, that's why you take out the knee first. So it's, you know, I don't understand the hate that Asuka's getting from the IWC. The IWC annoys me half the time anyways. But in either case, moving on. Absolution did escape. And we go backstage with Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan, which meant it was time for me to go and get a drink because, God, am I sick of these two. When I came back, we had Samoa Joe versus Dean Ambrose going on. It would have been not a bad match. It was going pretty good. Till Jason Jordan came out. He distracted. He was a distraction to both people. He had no business being out there. Joe did eventually win the match, which is good, because if Joe's going to take the IC title off of Roman, he should not be losing to Dean Ambrose. I don't care if there's interference or not. So Joe wins the match. We go into a main event. Braun versus Kane for #1 contendership to the Universal title. Yep. And it was not as good as Braun versus Big Show, but it's still good. Went to double countout, and they just continue to beat the hell out of each other after it going to a double countout. Okay, and it didn't end until Braun put Kane through a table. I mean, they used steel steps, a rolling dolly. I mean, they were using everything in their power, steel chair, yada yada. And then what ends up happening is, you know, table set up in the ring. They get back in the ring, and there was a really great moment though, because Kane had done his sit up thing, like you know, he's done forever, and how like Undertaker did, and then Braun did the same thing, and Braun turned his head and made eye contact with Kane, and Kane scurried backwards to the corner like a frightened child. It was fantastic. And then Braun put Kane through a table. So they are still really building up Braun. And I would like to believe that Braun may win the championship soon. I'd like to believe that the rumor about Roman and Brock at WrestleMania, I'd like to believe it's not true. I really would. But, you know, given the way that Vince McMahon apparently feels about Roman Reigns, I wouldn't be surprised if it is true, as upsetting as it may be for you know, the rest of us. And that was how they ended Raw. They went on to SmackDown. Here on NXT, here we got the Authors of Pain coming out to do battle with, that looks like Oney Larkin and, oh, what's the other guy's name? I don't know. I forgot his name. Danny Burch and Oney Larkin going 1-on-1 with, or excuse me, 2-on-2 with the Authors of Pain. So, but on SmackDown, we opened up with a backstage moment of Kevin and Sammy setting up their Yep movement. Kevin and Sammy are annoying the living crap out of me now. Okay? How the hell are you gonna behave like a despicable despicable, selfish child, and then act like you're the victim and claim for, and you know, they're claiming Shane McMahon's tyranny, this, that, and the other. You think Shane McMahon is tyrannical? Go talk to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Seriously. You know, like, just quit freaking whining. You know what I mean? These goddamn college kids out west. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh. But, and we cut to the ring. AJ comes out to the ring. Now, I had a double take for a second because, you know, they didn't say anything about it, but one thing was very clear. AJ's got a new championship belt. The belt's not the same. Subtle differences. The dash underneath it is black instead of red. I don't, and the texture behind the big W looks different, and AOP just blasted through those two. Holy crap! The texture behind the W looks different, and I don't understand the reason for the subtle changes. Like, I want them to revamp that entire title. The titles look like crap. The only title in use right now that doesn't look like crap is the Intercontinental title. Okay, it's like they look like children's toys. They don't look. The Universal title looks like somebody pulled out fruit roll up and placed a big glittery W in the center of it. Okay, the World title, the WWE title, it looks like a children's toy. It's ridiculous. Okay, you got the friggin' the tag titles on either show. That, I mean, I didn't like the tag titles when they were bronze. I didn't like the Spartan style tag title when they debuted it. I thought it looked dumb. They made it worse by giving them multicolored multicolored straps. Okay, why is everything multicolored? Listen, I understand branding. I do understand branding, but goddamn, give people some credit. Not everybody's a blithering idiot and needs to go, oh, that's blue, so that's for SmackDown. And, oh, that's red, so that's for Raw. We're not stupid, for God's sakes. Okay? All right? It's unnecessary. But. The Singh brothers come out to talk to AJ. You know, they try to convince AJ that they're turning on Jinder Mahal, and that they want to be in AJ's corner. And of course, AJ's not falling for any of that, but he does make fun of them a little bit. He gets them to, he's like, come on down to the ring, we'll hug it out. Yeah, come on down, give Uncle Al a hug. I was dying. It was funny. But Jinder comes out, and you know, AJ levels the Singhs, and Jinder checks on them, but it's you know, it's just hyping up the title match this Sunday, which I'm looking forward to. We then go to Charlotte versus Ruby Riott, and of course Ruby has the Riott Squad with her. Natalia's on commentary for this match, and the match, it gets going, and Charlotte's, you know, looking good, and Natalya, out of nowhere, she clotheslines Charlotte, and gets the match thrown out, gets DQ'd. All right, and the Riott Squad assaults Charlotte as Natalya walks away. So it's, you know, Natalya's looking for an advantage for their title match on Sunday. You know, hopefully Natalya does not regain that title. No better way to tell us that the title doesn't mean a damn than to put it on a heart. And then we go. So the Riott Squad was going to. They were setting Charlotte up for the same move they had done to Naomi. Was it last week or the week before they did that to Naomi? I don't remember. I think it was the week before. You know, where they set up the steps and they slingshot her up into the steps. They were setting up for that when Naomi came back. She made her return. She ran down for the save, and of course the Riott Squad took a powder. Well, for those of you who don't know the terminology, that means they ran away. They tried to hightail it out of there, get out of Dodge. Okay, the women's division met them on the ramp to attack them, and they did still manage to escape. But there's some solidarity from the women's division. What I don't understand is why is Raw and SmackDown running the exact same freaking storyline for the women's division on either show? Like, seriously, it is the exact same storyline. Do you think we're not watching? Do you think we're not paying attention? Do you think we're stupid? How many times do I have to tell you? We're not stupid. The Iconic Duo is out, and it looks like one of them is going to be taking on Ember Moon. I think it's going to be Peyton Royce. She's the one taking her shirt off, and she's the only one in ring gear, so that would make sense. So we're going to get Peyton Royce versus Ember Moon. Those contacts Ember Moon's got her, those are crazy. Yeah, I don't understand how people do the whole contacts thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to wake up in the morning, I'm going to stretch my eye open really wide, and I'm going to stick this flexible plastic whatever into my eye. That just, like, I couldn't do that. I mean, I couldn't do that. I would have to wear glasses. I could not do the whole contacts thing. Oh. Woo, very nice. Enziguri into a head scissor from Ember Moon there. Peyton Royce rolling to the outside, taking a powder, if you will. And Ember Moon to the top. And she's gonna fly, and that really wasn't that good of a dive. I mean, I'm not a big dive guy. I don't think everybody needs to be, pretending. I don't need everybody to run, jump, and say, I can fly! I'd rather less people did that, actually, but that kind of looked bad. And now Billie Kay getting involved. And it pays up a 619 from Peyton Royce. I don't know what that move is called. It's like a modified tarantula. I haven't seen anything like that since Tajiri stopped working for the WWE. In either case, back to SmackDown. Alright, we go backstage and Daniel Bryan is on the phone with Shane McMahon. Kevin and Sami leave propaganda on the table. Okay, when we go back out of the ring, Bobby Roode is on commentary for the Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin match. The match doesn't go on for very long before Bobby Roode, much like Dolph Ziggler did the week before, interjects himself, causes a disqualification, and leaves both men lying in the ring. So, again, setting up for the triple threat that's coming this Sunday. And then we got the Bludgeon Brothers against two more jobbers. One jobber, I don't know his name, but the other one I recognized is Colin Delaney. If you were watching WWE back in, 2008, 2009, you'll remember Colin Delaney as the scrawny kid who didn't look like he belonged there at all. He actually looks more like he belongs now, but he still did the job. Also, can we talk about his partner for a second? Screaming the way he screamed when he got double teamed by the Bludgeon Brothers. I really, for a moment, I had to ask myself, did Harper bite him? Why is he screaming like a little girl? But he did. They stuck him up and he screamed like a little girl, and then they dropped him down, and that was the end of the match. So I do not know. But the Bludgeon Brothers got the win. Obviously, they were taking on jobbers. So Kevin and Sami, they come to the ring to cut themselves a promo. They call for Occupy SmackDown. All right? They want everybody to come out and stand with them and protest against the tyrannical boss, Shane McMahon. and nobody comes. Probably because these people have the sense to realize that your boss expecting you to do what he says, that's not tyrannical. That's adult life. Suck it up, Buttercup. So, nobody comes out. And then Daniel Bryan walks out. He comes down to the ring. He asks them what the hell they're doing. They say that they're doing all of this. They were inspired by him and the Yes movement and this, that, and the other. And to make a long story short, Daniel decides to make himself the second special guest referee for the tag match between Owens and Sammy and Orton and Nakamura. So now we're going to have two special guest referees. One is Shane McMahon and one is Daniel Bryan. Oh, I've had my theory. I wish it'd be nice if I was wrong, but I don't think I am. That little rat hobbit bastard is going to make sure they win and keep their jobs on Sunday. I've never liked Daniel Bryan. Even when everybody loved him, like, why the hell am I gonna cheer for the guy who? Why would I cheer for the guy who looks like he would be the? And Ember Moon wins. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna cheer for the guy who looks like he belongs behind the counter at Starbucks serving a latte. He looks like one of those baristas that doesn't bathe. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I never liked Daniel Bryan. And he facilitated this ridiculous trend that now appears in the WWE of us, granted, there's not a ton of them. Most guys on the roster, look like they belong there. Sure. Their persona, everything else, this looks like they belong there. But you got guys, like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Like, Kevin Owens looks like he belongs in an orange apron, not knowing me how to find the plumbing parts I'm looking for because he doesn't actually know how to do his damn job at Home Depot. That's what Kevin Owens looks like he should be doing. And Sami Zayn, I'm not even going to talk about Sami Zayn. I'll be too mean. It's this whole thing now of, oh yeah, WWE superstars can look like you, to make you think that you could be a WWE superstar. That's why people gravitate towards these everyday Joe looking guys, is because it gives them some sort of false indignation, some false hope that they could actually do this. And Nikki Cross for the save, helping Ember Moon. But it's ridiculous. It's like people are looking for some sort of validation, and that's horrible. It's like confirmation bias. It is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to move on now. I could rant and rave on that all night, but I'm not going to. Okay, so this being said, after that whole segment, we come back. New Day is on commentary with a big-ass platter of pancakes. And they're passing them out. First off, I will say that I would not eat anything handed to me by any one of those individuals, especially not Xavier Woods. But it's... Why? First you got your stupid ass cereal, then you got your stupid ass ice cream cart, now you got your stupid ass pancakes. I'm gonna move on. Anyway, so Rusev and English are in the ring, and English sings a beautiful song about the 8 days of Rusev. which was, actually quite entertaining. And then, of course, the Usos come out, and the Usos cut a fantastic promo. That was a great promo on their part. And then Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable come out, and they actually cut a halfway decent promo, too. All of this to hype the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match this Sunday at Clash of Champions. So, but this led up to a match between the Usos and Rusev and Aiden English. A match that, surprisingly enough, Rusev and English won. So that's some momentum on their side leading into the pay-per-view, which I think they did, because if you looked at the 4 teams, they would be the team that, it was just thrown together, and you would not necessarily expect for them to win. So them getting this win gives you the idea that they could very well possibly squeak out the victory on Sunday. So it was to try and kind of level the playing field a little bit. We then go backstage to an interview with AJ Styles. Jinder and the Sings attack AJ during the interview. Jinder tells AJ he will not overcome this Sunday, which I tend to think that AJ will, but neither here nor there. We get an in-ring interview with Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton, which Randy did most of the talking, which is good. I mean, Shinsuke... Here's the thing. Shinsuke's English is actually not that bad when he doesn't have his mouth guard in. But you ever try and talk with a mouth guard in? I mean, you can speak perfect English and you'll be difficult to understand with the damn mouth guard in. So between his accent and English being his second language and then the mouth guard, he has some trouble with promos sometimes. But it was, it was funny. It was good. It was a good promo. And then of course we went right into the match with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke. We went into the match with Kevin Owens versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Sami Zayn on the outside, Randy Orton on the outside, Daniel Bryan on commentary. Now, Daniel Bryan on commentary, it removed all doubt from my mind, because Byron Saxton was on Daniel's ass, because Byron was saying that Daniel made himself the special guest referee because he didn't trust Shane McMahon to call it down the middle and do a fair job. And Daniel's like, no, that just proves you're biased. Bullshit, Daniel. You're biased. Okay? You don't want Sami and Kevin getting what they deserve. So you put yourself in there to try and stop them from getting what they deserve. I want to know who this is. What? That's not what I expected at all. Who the hell are you? Shayna Blazer. I've never heard of you. That's probably not the name you went by in the Indies either. Oh well, anyways, back to what matters. So, when we talk about the match itself, the ref got laid out. Shinsuke ducked underneath a forearm from Kevin Owens, and that laid out the referee. So, Daniel Bryan, did he go and revive the referee? No. Daniel Bryan went and took the referee's shirt off, put it on himself. Now, while he's doing that, Shinsuke hits his Enziguri kick and lays Kevin out, and he goes for the pin. Now, Daniel, for a 3 count, I counted, for a 3 count, stands on the outside of the ring looking at Shinsuke having Kevin pinned before he slides in to do the count, and Kevin kicks out at the count of 2. So, again, Daniel Bryan is already either showing ineptitude as a referee or showing that he's biased, giving Kevin extra time. And with Daniel then acting as referee for the match, Kevin Owens won. Kevin Owens beat Shinsuke Nakamura. due to crooked officiating by Daniel Bryan. Now, you might watch it and say it wasn't crooked, but, keep this in mind. Daniel Bryan is not going to, if they're going to have him be the third man for this heel group, with as popular as he is, it's not going to be a just out and out turn. They need to build it up. Okay, so whether or not he's presented as the fan favorite, as he's often been, doesn't change the fact that he made sure his friends won. So it's like, I'm almost positive at this point that at the pay-per-view on Sunday, Daniel Bryan will make it so that Kevin and Sami win, and Kevin and Sami get to keep their jobs. And will it actually lead to Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, like is rumored? I don't know about that. I don't know if Daniel is actually cleared. They are sticking him in a referee shirt and sticking him in the ring, so I tend to believe that he probably is cleared, because, it doesn't matter how careful you are in that ring, shit happens. So if he was really at that much risk, they probably wouldn't even have him do that. So I tend to believe that I'm more inclined to believe that Daniel is in fact cleared. So, so we're gonna have to see what happens with that, and then of course, right before they go off air, they get Renee comes out to interview Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and those two can definitely go back to the indie circuit and be gone with you. I don't like those guys. I don't. And I especially do not like this. I really, really despise this bass-ackwards, retarded SJW frickin' storyline they've got them involved in. It is absolute horse shit. It's annoying. And we are about to have a hell of a match here. We got Aleister Black versus Adam Cole. I'm going to hold off on 205 Live news because this I want to watch. Aleister Black is still undefeated. I certainly hope they're not going to have Adam Cole be the one to beat him. And here we go. Aleister with the arm wringer. I don't get the hype surrounding Adam Cole. I'm just not impressed in the least with Adam Cole, but Aleister Black is fantastic. Adam Cole just blew a kiss at Aleister Black. Adam, you're Adam Cole, not Velveteen Dream. Okay, cut it out. Oh, Adam Cole making Aleister look foolish. That is not a smart thing to do. Adam Cole with a side headlock now. Oh, and Aleister just picked him up and dropped him. Oh. Black caught the arm on that strike, and there's those knees and kicks. Whoo! And Aleister Black just leveled Adam Cole. Adam Cole taking a powder to the outside. Black taking a seat in the middle of the ring. He's not sweating Adam Cole. I'll never understand why NXT has commercial breaks. So 205 Live, or as I affectionately call it, midgets on trampolines. So we open up with Daivari and Gulak coming out. Gulak cuts himself a promo, and Cedric Alexander interrupts before he can actually do his PowerPoint presentation, which is rough, because some of us actually want to know what's in the rest of the PowerPoint presentation. It's just rude. It is just simply rude to interrupt somebody's PowerPoint presentation. Why would you do that, Cedric Alexander, you incredibly rude man? Oh. I suppose he could be worse. He could be his former tag team partner, Rich Swann. For those of you who might be wondering where the hell is Rich Swann, Rich Swann has been suspended because Rich Swann was arrested on charges of domestic abuse and kidnapping, because he had from what I read, he had a fight with his wife, and she wanted to get away from him, but he needed her phone for the GPS in order to get where he was going. So he put her in a headlock and drug her back to the car. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to say any more. Yeah. I'm just going to move on. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I never did like Rich Swann anyways. So, moving on. We get Cedric Alexander versus Daivari, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Adam Cole has Aleister Black in a crossface. There's no way Black's going to tap. Cole pulling back on the head. Black dragging himself to the ropes now. And Black got the ropes. Adam Cole needs to break the hold. 3, 4, all right. Taking every bit of that 5 count, though. Adam Cole becoming frustrated now, screaming at Aleister, "Why don't you stay down?" I will be really irritated if they let Adam Cole beat Aleister Black. Aleister Black is not impressed with Adam Cole. Nice kicks. Woo-hoo-hoo! Leg sweep followed up with a running knee strike. Aleister Black on fire. Nice forearm strike there. Shoots him off into the corner. Woo! Springboard moonsault taking down Adam Cole. Why is this guy not on the main roster kicking somebody's head off? I do not know. Adam Cole slinking away so that he wouldn't get hit with that kick. Oh, Cole, smart, hanging Aleister up to dry on the ropes. Adam Cole going to the top rope. Oh, whoa, nice kick from Aleister Black, and Cole kicked out. He's lifted. Oh, and an enziguri from Adam Cole. Staggering Black. A backstabber from Adam Cole. Now Cole going for the pin. 1, 2, and no. Black kicked out. That's not enough to put down Aleister Black. It's just not. Adam got Black up in the fireman's carry. Black escapes. Oh, nice. Cut him off. Now they're trading strikes and forearms. You do not want to trade strikes with Aleister Black. Oh, super kick. Oh, roll up. 2. Cole kicks out. Oh, up in the fireman's carry. Oh. Neckbreaker on the knee. 1, 2. Black kicks out. This is a #1 contender match. Come on, Black. Black needs himself a run with the NXT title. Oh, Black caught the super kick. Oh, nice knee. He's picking him up with his foot. Oh, Adams Cole's teeth in the 50th row. Aleister Black is your #1 contender for the NXT title. Andrade Cien Almos is going to have a very short title reign. All right, that is fantastic. That makes me happy. Oh, wow. Okay, so go back to midgets on trampolines for a minute. So Cedric Alexander versus Daivari with Drew Gulak on the outside. And Cedric Alexander won that match. Okay, we'll go to a video segment. They're showing us something that happened the night before on Raw that for some reason was not included in the broadcast of Raw I watched. But in either case, it is Enzo Amore was backstage with Drew Gulak and was, talking to him and giving him crap. And then Enzo's entire demeanor changed, and we see Nia Jax walk up, and Nia and Enzo are behaving very, very like high school children. Very, very, very flirtatious. Strangely so. I haven't seen a more mismatched and awkward pairing since probably the Shrek movie with Donkey and Dragon. Actually makes sense. I mean, Enzo is a jackass that won't shut up, and Nia kind of looks like a dragon. So it makes sense at the end of the day, really. But then we go back to that night, and we see Enzo and Tony Nese and Daivari and Drew Gulak all backstage, and Enzo again is giving everybody shit. And he makes a match that night for himself versus Tony Nese. Well, we then go into the match with Jack Gallagher versus Kalisto with Brian Kendrick. Kendrick, of course, ringside for Gallagher. Kalisto wins the match, and Kendrick attacks Kalisto, and Kalisto's getting beat down by Kendrick and by Gallagher, and then Grand Metalik comes out to save him. So Grand Metalik comes out and he helps Kalisto. So we will probably soon see a tag match between these two teams. Okay, after that we get a backstage segment with Enzo and Drew Gulak. Drew not wanting Enzo to fight Tony. And, of course, Enzo's not hearing any of it. So then we get Tony Nese versus Enzo Amore, which wasn't much of a match because right before the match could even really get going, Daivari attacks Tony from behind. Tony and Enzo and Daivari, they beat the crap out of Tony. And then Enzo wants Gulak to help, and Gulak doesn't want to help. He resists, but he gets talked into it, so he helps beat up Tony as well. And the last thing we see is Enzo hoisting his Cruiserweight title. That horrible, stupid Barney, I'm a 5-year-old championship that just looks like crap. So, and that was how they ended the 205 Live. So, before I cut out, this is going to be a little longer than usual, guys, because before I cut out, I want to talk about Clash of Champions real quick. So, Clash of Champions, on the kickoff show, we're supposed to get Mojo Rawley versus Zack Ryder. I think Mojo's going to win. Truth be told, I don't give a damn. Neither one of these guys are worth the airtime as far as I'm concerned. So, we'll move on to something that is worth the airtime, both because of talent and because of entertainment value. And that, of course, is Breezango versus the Bludgeon Brothers. I see no way in hell Breezango can win that match. The Bludgeon Brothers will win that match. There's no way around that. Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. 2 special guest referees, Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. And if Kevin and Sami lose, they lose their jobs. As I've already mentioned, I would... If I was a betting man, I would definitely probably bet some money that Sami and Kevin are going to win that match because of Daniel Bryan. So it's, and I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that in the least, but I've already covered that pretty extensively. So something I haven't covered extensively, the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the Tag Team Championships between the Usos, The New Day, Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, and Rusev and Aiden English. So 4 men will be in the ring at one time. You can only tag your own partner. One fall to a finish. Should be interesting. It's hard to guess what WWE will do. I mean, the safe guess is that they'll put the titles back on the New Day. For whatever freaking reason. I don't understand. I do not understand why in the hell New Day is so damn popular. It's like... When did it become cool to be in a gyrating gaggle of goofs? When did that become the cool thing to do? Like, seriously, I'm supposed to take you seriously? Oh. I would be okay with the Usos keeping the titles. Like the Usos. I would also be okay with Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable winning the titles. Although, I'm still waiting for Benjamin to turn on Gable. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. The idea of Rusev and English winning the titles, I'm not entirely proposed to, because at least it'll keep Rusev out of the hunt for the U.S. title for a while. But, I don't know. If I gotta pick one as far as what I want, I would say I'd like the Usos to keep the tag titles. But, this is a hard one to call as far as what they will do. Charlotte versus Natalya for the Women's Championship. I think that Charlotte's going to keep it. And part of the reason I think Charlotte's going to keep it is because I think that they're probably very likely to put it on Ruby Riott soon. And it makes more sense for a face to drop the title to Riott than for a heel to. So I would think they'd keep it on Charlotte. I certainly hope they keep it on Charlotte. There's no reason in hell to put that belt back on Natty. I mean, and whatever you do, if you do put the belt back on Natty, do not let her make her own custom championship. Okay? It'll turn the women's championship into the Cat Lady championship. It'll look like a freaking cat's face with light up ears and freaking furry belt, and it'll be fucking ridiculous. Still not as bad as the Light Bright championship that Naomi had, though. I can't begin to tell you how meh I was at Naomi's return. She could have stayed gone. I wouldn't have missed her. And we'll go into the triple threat match. Baron Corbin, Bobby Roode, and Dolph Ziggler for the United States Championship. I would really like for Bobby Roode to win this one. Not only would I like for Bobby Roode to win it, I would also love it if Bobby Roode then unveiled a new version of the United States Championship. Because I don't like the way the U.S. title looks. It's kind of gaudy. It doesn't look... You know, I liked the old U.S. Championship, the WCW version. I thought that looked good. You know, again, looks like a children's toy. Maybe something that looks a little bit more like the Intercontinental Championship in style. I mean, obviously don't make it a carbon copy, but just, you know, make it look prestigious. Make it look like a championship. Don't make it look like a children's toy. You know, come on. So, but I think Bobby Roode will win. I think that Dolph Ziggler was put into the match so that Roode could pin Ziggler so as to keep Corbin looking strong. They didn't want to pin Corbin, so they can have Roode pin Ziggler. Roode wins the championship, and then you continue with Roode feuding with Corbin. And then, of course, getting into AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship, I see no benefit whatsoever to putting the WWE title back on Jinder Mahal. There's no benefit to that. Okay, you already launched the WWE Network in India. He was champion when you did it. All the buys that him being champion was going to get you there in India, it got you. There's no point to putting the belt back on him. Keep that belt on AJ. Let Shinsuke Nakamura win the Royal Rumble. Give us AJ versus Shinsuke for the WWE title at WrestleMania. You want a WrestleMania match that everybody's going to want to see? There you go. It's right there. The shit writes itself. Listen to the crowd. Well, sometimes you shouldn't listen to the crowd. The crowd does chant New Day rocks. And they chant yes. Okay, don't listen to the crowd. Listen to me. Listen to me. The money match at WrestleMania. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. I'm telling you, that's the match to bet on. So, that is it, guys. This Sunday, I don't have my schedule yet, but this Sunday I am planning to go live for Clash of Champions. I hope you will join me. Until then, I am Ken Carnage, and remember, Carnage is right around the corner.